Hello everybody, Brian here from quantlabs.net. Sorry if my voice is very low. Just turn up your volume. My apologies there. Okay, here we are live on Facebook. Okay, so today is August 5th, 2:09 Eastern Standard Time. Here's all the blood you get to see that you want in the markets. It's pretty crazy. As you can see here on Yahoo Finances in real time, NASDAQ down negative 3.6%. Russell, this is due to the fact that China has decided to manipulate its currency and make life a living hell for everybody. So what we have here is we've got even crude oil down, as well as the 10-year bond is down 6.79%. That's huge. VIX is spiked up at 22.86. Even Asia's getting clobbered here out of Japan. The Nikkei 225, 1.74 down. But when you look at Bitcoin here, you can see it up 7.73% over a 24-hour period. There's a reason for it. So it's becoming a safe haven. Here you can see on CoinMarketCap on how the moves here with Bitcoin. 7.9%, Ethereum up 5.86. Now, I'm going to also give you some hints here of the performers. When Bitcoin does rise, certain ones will go up. So we have here Bitcoin, Ethereum, 5.86%. XRP doesn't perform at all. It's totally independent of the performance of Bitcoin. Litecoin also has gone up 6.24. Bitcoin Cash has gone up 4.32. Now, the curious thing is Binance Cash usually can outperform Bitcoin. Binance Coin, not much, 1.68, but this is another surprise here is EOS at 6.89%. So those are the larger coins out there according to CoinMarketCap. So I'm just going to go in here, and what I'm going to show you here is something that I've been using for both iFix for Forex as well as crypto. In here I have the ability to generate charts. So what we have here, courtesy of Python, that's the name of the script here, chart price action, and then EOS, US dollar, and then 14-day period. So I'm going to show you that one for EOS as well as the other coins I've mentioned here. One thing I better mention here is if you are interested in learning about how all this comes about, writing this stuff, just visit the quantlabs.net store, and all you got to do is take up our good old Python course here, and that will show you how to write these bots that have been doing pretty good for both Forex and crypto. And I've also added in the bonus video of how to do the same thing, but here with Awanda Forex, because Awanda is one of the few Forex brokers that support Forex. So that's pretty well how to do all this fun stuff. So let's get into the charts. So the first set of charts I'm going to show you is, I don't think they've all been loaded up here. Hang on here. So of course I'm on the good old Mac, soon to be Linux. I have no idea. I've been saying that for a while. But here's all the charts I'm able to generate with that script here. So in here, I'm just going to open up all of the PNG files that I've been able to generate for the last hour or so. So what I want to show you, a couple of critical things here. I was on a 7-hour discussion with somebody, and during those kind of discussions, I quickly learn certain things at my end and both the other person's end. What I want to show you here that's very important to understand is this is a 14-hour view, hourly charts for EOS against US dollar. This is using the Kraken crypto exchange. This is a typical thing that you would see with a platform, okay? And when you take out all of that noisy stuff, including RSI, momentum, whatever other fancy schmancy platforms you use, you do not see this. This is more critical. These are the views that I see with Fibonacci levels. Fibonacci levels are really critical because you get to see the beautiful 618 level you can use as an entry. next level up at 786, and then usually peaking at 1, and that's usually a universal thing. But you can see here over a 14-day view is what the trend is, and EOS is the only one that is independent of all the other ones that I'm showing you that's independent from the performance of Bitcoin. Is that usually what we'll have here is that 618, 786, and sometimes it may move up to the 1, and that's a pattern that I've automated. So the performance can be good. All right, so that's EOS, and you can see here it hasn't quite hit the 14-day level. And here's this right here. These are very important because you can use these for the new support and resistance levels. So at 786, we can calculate our price here at 4.556 at level 786, and then level 1, 4.72 as the next support and resistance. So here we're going to look at the other big coins here, and you're going to see the performance. So let me load up Bitcoin. First here, this is your typical view of Bitcoin. As I said, this is what you can see here is we're starting to hit that oversold, but we're still able to measure that it hasn't come off yet, but it has right here in the momentum. So it kind of has a very strong momentum. It drops off and then it may come back. But here's one thing that you won't see in usual platforms is this. Again, this is the Fibonacci levels. So if I'm able to, let's see if I can zoom in here. So again, this is 14-day view. If I can only get this to work. Here we go. Okay, here we go. So right here is what we're dealing with. The purple is that 618 level, okay? The 618 level is very important because you can clearly see that pattern I mentioned. In purple here is the entry, and then we have our blue, which is our first leg at the 786 level, and then we hit again our 100 level. So there's a few things we need to figure out where Bitcoin's going to go. A couple of things you can see here. Momentum does drop off, and this is over a 24-hour period because we're dealing with hourly data here, an hourly chart. But you can see here the RSI does hit its peak over 70, overbought, drops back, but yet the momentum is still there to be strong, where we can get another run-up of momentum to even drive up the price further. A few things that I looked for is right here. You can clearly see, let's look at some historical. So here you can see that over the last few days, things have been building up. That will be roughly, I'm going to estimate here, around early August. So right here, the momentum's been building up and pushing up that momentum. Now the next question is, what will happen once we hit this level right here? Like, what will happen right here? Like, will there be enough momentum to drive up the price? And my answer is most likely, depending upon what it opened up with, according to Yahoo Finance right here. So these stats right here, what's happening in the markets, will depend on the trade war as it gets more or escalates. What will happen to the markets? If it starts to worsen, I can almost guarantee you that we will expect to see the price of Bitcoin move up, because this is definitely a safe haven play. Okay, because when you have oil down as well, and there's not a lot of areas as a safe haven, it could be crypto. And as long as bad news comes around, we can look at Bitcoin and all the other cryptos that will follow it to be affected in a good way if you are interested in making bang for your buck as this market worsens, that this maybe become as I said, a safe haven play, because even the currencies are not dependable right now. So that's my view. So let's talk about the opportunities here. First, let's continue on at Bitcoin Cash. Now, again, this is Bitcoin Cash, same time pattern, but you'll see similar, I'm not saying all the time, but you can see here, Bitcoin Cash is a nice play as well, because it comes in at the 618, tests the 786, drops off a bit, and then it starts to drive back up to the level 1, and you can kind of confirm that, but yet it's not hitting and consistent. So there's not a lot of momentum. Here's what I'm saying to keep the pressure, the price action to push over the overbought on level 70 here, and also you can use momentum as your confirmation. Okay, so that's Bitcoin Cash, but Bitcoin Cash can usually outperform a Bitcoin itself. So it is an interesting coin to watch, but it does follow in the same footsteps and patterns as Bitcoin. So here's Bitcoin. So let's look at some other ones. Ethereum's another one, very similar to Bitcoin. Again, you can see here the classic 618 entry right here, and then it hits that level 1. Now, what we need to look for is this right here. Are we being overbought? Again, there's quite a bit of pressure there, a lot of momentum to drive up the price, and it could continue to drive it up. And you can see that through momentum drops off, it hits these points here, it drops off, and then the momentum continues to build. So as long as there's blood in the markets, the price, I think, of Bitcoin as well as these other coins I'm showing you will perform nice. So here's Litecoin. Litecoin's a good one as well. This has its usual entries right here, and then boom, it hits that level 1, and usually you want to watch the classic technical indicators right here. So again, it is still positive momentum, and as long as the bad news is there, crypto looks to be as the safe haven. And that's what it really determines as it looks. This is definitely looking to be a safe haven play. Next one we'll look at, the last one, is EOS. Let's just see if I can pull it up. No. Doesn't look like I can pull up EOS for some reason, not a problem. So, here's EOS. And remember, this is another good one as well. Let me just kill. Okay, so EOS still lags, but these are the sort of plays you would want to definitely play. Each one of these probably can be a 1% move, but the thing I'm still trying to automate here are these moves here on the short and long of each move between the level 1 and 786 as it oscillates, because if you can develop that, that's each move up or down is a 1% move. So that's something I definitely want to take advantage of. But yet again, you wouldn't see that price action with this type of chart. The only thing you have to work with are these two, momentum and RSI. And again, one of the key things I've strongly hinted at was the long versus short positions that you get with the automation that I've shown in one of the courses here, specifically the Forex course. But we have the same capabilities to watch the order book with this course as well. So that's one of the big reasons to get into Python, because you will not get any other platform or technical anything that will give you access to that information. So that's pretty well it. Hopefully this video will somewhat help you out. Other than that, we shall talk to you later. Have a good day.